Hello, fellow old souls, empaths, seers, and psychonauts. Come on in. My name is Steph. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to actually scry some scrolls that came in as our shorts throughout the week, or will be. I'll put the links below if I remember. We're going to scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on tarot and oracle and the shaman's palm layout. And where Mr. Ghosty here is kicking,
Give it to me.
we have GhostTube for any audio editions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient adventures. Overall, please do receive release freely. Thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your presence and perspective is powerful. So when you're ready, let's go. All right, here's the flip. So if you want to take that in for a moment. This, I believe, is a short already out. These two the rest of the week, some point in time. So please take it in, whatever you see, sense, or feel. Feel well to comment below as your insights do expand the experience. Or you can drop an emoji, whatever feels good to you. Any interactions is appreciated. I'm going to take a moment to open up. You can fast forward through or join me. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception. Releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of old souls, fellow empaths, seers, seekers, and psychonauts. Thank you for being here, and may you meet a message with meaning. All right. Oh, okay. So there's a triangle, that's a tooth, and it is harnessing as above, so below. They're different formations of triangles. Whatever elements those might be for you.
We?
You are here with me. Hopefully that's not too loud. I apologize if it is. It's like I'm forging a beautiful ornate wrought iron fence, but the fence isn't necessarily about it's decorative and it has a purpose of indicating boundaries, but it's not solid.
Satan.
It's not closing off anything. Okay, easy drama. But nonetheless, there's also butterfly kisses coming through. Is it butterfly kisses when it's the eyelash one? Are those butterfly kisses? I can't remember. Okay, there's a lot of activity happening. There's information at the peak of this triangle, and there are energies like coming and going, but they're adding things to possibly. Okay, so it's like a millipede, caterpillar. I think once this configuration is complete, whatever complete means to you or feels, because there's like a decoration happening here. However, you might be working with earth, air, fire, water, space, spirit, all that kind of good stuff. Old souls, there's a personal decoration. It's a signature of sorts that lets someone know you were here, that you made this earth element. You are infused in this air element. You know what I'm saying? It's really quite lovely, and it's almost like a reaching up and seeing as much length as possible, like you would forge something or glass blowing before you create the. Inevitably, it is a formation, a formula with this air of boundary. But there's a lot of air. There's something about the old souls that notices, or at least the way I'm sensing, respect being a priority. Again, it's like the wrought iron gate or fence of sorts. They're usually it's kind of like a white picket fence, and maybe that resonates more with you, and please follow that. It just says something, right? It adds something. It tells a story, but it says, because they're usually like, I don't know, not even waist high. You sometimes can walk over them. There's something in that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they're weather ones where they're keeping snow. Like there's still so much fluidity, but it's respect, strong bones of respect, whatever element that you're being working with, because there's two of them specifically. And as it's alchemizing, I'll bring you with me, sorry,
Angel.
it is affecting in a positive way the crown, because even up here, this piece of it is giving you something. It's like food, um, how you would feed a fish from the top.
Damage.
Feed a fish from the top. From the top down.
How do you feel?
I feel well. I do feel like you might be slightly shouty, but I'm not entirely sure if that's my imagination. So, this high frequency kind of fish food, so maybe you're working with water and whatever it is that you're working with. And I'm seeing here, like, my eyes are closed, my nose is like up, like if I was, throat and heart, high heart open, and it's just like receiving, but there's something jittery about it. It's like the excitement of this food
Leave.
and like taking in these nutrients gives you. I've never had a Red Bull or any of those energy drinks, but I feel like it could be like indicative of that. Speed, like speed, but it's almost like you can't fall into the speed. It's just feel it. There's a feeling. But I'm kind of on a cloud. I'm kind of on a cloud. My gears are turning. Gears are turning. You might have a lot of ideas coming in. Also, the way I just saw that was, oh, that was really
How are
curious.
you?
I'm good. It's all very fast moving, but I'm good. It's like being in those, or at least the way they're depicted on TV, like those
Fight.
tubes, and you can go in, and then the air will blow, and you want to catch all the money, right? Okay, so imagine if all that money was messages, and it's just like this chaotic, like excitement of, oh my God, get all the dollar bills. How many of these blowing bills can you get? Well, that's one way, and it's super comical. It's exhilarating. It's fun, and it has value and purpose. Like a school official coming to gobble up. Oh, they brought out the good food, right? Or like my cats, and even my dogs when they were with us. Rest in peace. They have their dry food, but when you're bringing out the wet food, they're like, "Let's do this." And it's like this frenzy, and maybe you're sensing frenzy frequency, but I'm, not being, they're just lower. They're just frenzy frequencies. But then there's like this high frequency kind of fish food that's being plopped up.
How are you?
But you got to go all the way to the surface for it. But the surface is the crown. Okay, so I want to go back to that money thing. So imagine it's like, wow. And then I'm not saying it would be successful in regards to this. It's in regards to the messages. Like if each bill was a message and we're here and there's all these messages around us. However you might work. Symbology, empath, tarot, cars, work, home,
Always.
da 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 da. And I just want to stand there and pick out one and start there and read it. Take out the garbage. Okay. Because I have this feeling, maybe it's outside of you, old souls, or you're sensing it maybe in this frenzy. This, if you don't get it now, it's going to be gone forever. You know what I mean? It's like when the world went crazy for toilet paper. It's like if you don't get it now, like, there's never going to be toilet paper again. We'll never find another way to wipe butts. You know what I mean? Like, and
Blessed.
it's a frenzy of there's not enough, or I need it all now. Growing up in a large family, like eat as much as you can because there's a bajillion of us and you don't know how much is going to get left over. Do you know what I'm saying? No, I haven't butchered this, but hopefully the air of it. So while this frenzy is going on, there's this other frenzy. So it's like one frenzy is around me more laterally. Maybe you're feeling that in your heart, human heart, and how it radiates, like almost like that wrought
Gemini.
iron gate. Things can come through, but it's still a boundary of respect and reciprocity. What's even flowing, you know what I mean, has its give and take. And that's not tit for tat. It's not like a marriage 50-50. And while that's a popular saying, 50-50, the way I find it works is, sometimes you come home from work and hubby might say, I'm at a solid 25%. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm feeling good today. I got the extra 75. We're good to go. Then there might be days where it's swapped, different alchemies, introvert, extrovert, masculine, feminine. But there's all of it. Anyway, so there's this frenzy this way. But then there's that calm standing there with still all this frenzy of messages, attention, what inspires us, what intoxicates us. And I just want to stand there and pick one out.
You're listening.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Done. And maybe you're going to do it 007 style. You'll be like, this message will self-destruct upon completion. You're like, hey, garbage is taken out. And then we might have to consider as it's coming through, and I'm just going to keep sharing it until I can go jump back in. Like the post office, okay? The mail will always be there. Like there's stages of completion for the day, task to be done. Also apply anything else. Maybe it's a food industry, whatever the case is. But it's never going to go away, right? You want there to be attention. You want there to be excitement and energy. People coming in, buying, selling, exchanging. But there's also this releasing some form of stress of completion. Like the mail's all done for the country, the world. Task done.
It's dark.
I don't know that. And then the money all just falls. There's no more messages. So it's like, do we want to be whirled up with all these different kind of frenzies, or pick one out from the top and go, thank you. I want to take the one that's floating on top because it's priority. It has buoyancy. It's probably a little lighter. And I'm going to start there. Oh, I hope anywho, old souls. Okay. Where are we going? Yeah. All right. There are, if you can blend skunks and snakes together, the coloring of skunks with the ability of skunks, with the ability and flexibility in the spine. It's like being able to move like almost an eel. It doesn't even have to be a snake, actually. It feels more like an eel. Because there's work being done here. There's it's like two heads are better than one, but I feel like that's internal, but sometimes asking for help, receiving help, but also noticing, like I said before, what in all of that frenzy, which can be very exciting, what inspires, and what also intoxicates, because intoxicating can diminish our ability to discern, right? So anyway, something's being built to like finalize this connection, and it's like lock. It'll like lock in and complete that alchemy that locked in, and it does. It creates security for change to go to the next link. So what came out here is communication. And noticing how old souls, and maybe hopefully you notice it here in this space, where when you connect with, again, like that electricity is a certain kind of feeling. It can be like frayed. If there's a frayed current, it seems wiry, whether it's someone, something, an opportunity, whatever the case is. And then when you meet somebody else, that can kind of harness it. It doesn't have to be a person per se. Maybe you find it in a task. Maybe you find taking out the garbage was like the most divine thing you could do at that time, and it let you step away. And as you went out to take out the garbage, you found a coin in the grass, and the coin in the grass let you connect with the earth element. And as you brushed against it and picked up this coin that is metal, it's a dime, and a dime to you represents your grandma or your guide. And now you're like, oh, you know what I mean? And then you bring that in the house
Jim.
and you put it in a windowsill for added protection, or to indicate, I saw you, I received you, and I'm placing you at a window of opportunity to openly communicate, as an example. Behind that is holistic health, and behind that is psychic development. Can we do this? Do we have we'll just do that. So I said we were going to do the shaman's palm layout, and apparently I've lied. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. There is this, you even see that person like way in there. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. That person feels like this person. This, like those two elements locking in together, even though all of them are within that. But again, I don't need to explain it to you. It's coming into this flow. Like if our holistic health is standing there in the center, and we can envision all the money and all the messages and all the magic and all the mundaneness and all the tasks coming together. It's chaos, chaos, chaos. Or we can put in that, I don't even know what it's called. I feel like I'm going to call it a staff, but I feel like there's a different word.
Stephanie.
Hi. It's always so weird when you say my name. I feel like a parent's like Stephanie. And we're streamlining it, so it flows like a bubblegum machine, and those messages that we pick down, that high frequency food, and it rolls through from above so below, from above so below. And then over here it's from so below as above. This comes into the root from the contrast of as above so below, right into the blood of your being. So things that make our blood boil, we recognize. Things that are intoxicating us, good, bad, or ugly, aware, consciously or unconsciously. We're like, okay,
Doom.
okay. And then I come over here and I'm seeing that boundary. And it's a good boundary, but it's also like if I could take it and like turn, like an old tap. Have you ever seen the movie Under the Tuscan Sun? And from the beginning, when she makes her, there's this tap that doesn't work, and by the end, spoiler alert, sorry, it's like, I think it's like very old now, the tap works. So this is what this is about. But the whole movie, the whole journey of that is having that work and teamwork between, I'm sorry that everything just feels okay, fragile and sensitive. That's okay. I could just might be in a bowl in a china shop kind of vibe today, and that's all right. I'll be mindful.
Let me show you.
But there's this connection that's happening, and it's coming down. It's like a pilot getting their wings, and you can see this version of you that's being fed from the top down, because you then take the steps, receive the message, and boots to the mud.
Dress.
Get your meat suit and your mindset, receive the message. 007, I accept. Or you throw it back in, go for another one. You're like, okay, maybe eat it. Maybe hopefully it's edible paper. And you're the one who takes the steps to complete that task. We don't have to do it all at once. We don't have to gather all of them and come out with all of these messages, all of these things to do, all of these we should do's, we can't do's, I want to do's. It's almost like, I don't want to say minute for minute, but then there's optimal feeding time, at least from this up to down. All right, I'm going to head on over to the Extended Old Souls. You are so welcome to join us. The link is below. There's two ways if you want to, single style through Vimeo or through the Secreteur Second Tier Society. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. And until next time, so much love. Bye.